Welcome again, everyone, to this episode of Vegas. I am here with our clinical hypnotherapist, Tammie Roitman, our master astrologer, Kris, and I do intuitive tarot. And we've been doing this program now. We're on season 4 of our Vegas program. Now, how do you be on 3? Well, you go to www.THREE.Vegas. You choose the How to Be on 3 page. You fill out the contact form. Now, if you happen to be traveling to Vegas, or even if you live in Vegas and you'd like to have the in-studio experience, we would be delighted to invite you to have that experience here with us. There's something about actually being next to somebody's energy physically that makes it even more magnified. However, when we're doing this via the Zoom channel that we do now, it works really well because we're tapping in on you no matter what. Because I believe that the messages that you're supposed to receive will come to you no matter what the method. So remember, tune in to WWDBTV and you'll see all of the wonderful programs that they do here on this station. And it's not just about 3, but there's also fabulous business people. There's philanthropy people. We have an amazing drag queen. We've got some great stuff on this channel. So you might want to explore some of the other programs that you can experience here. So we have Jennifer that's going to be joining us in just a second. She's in our little internet green room right now, and we'll be back right after this.
The Showgirl Legacy Foundation is a 501c3 nonprofit dedicated to preserving the historic significance of the iconic showgirl as a performing artist. We achieve this through curriculum-based educational programs in partnership with the Las Vegas Academy of the Arts. The program includes a panel of entertainers and showgirls modeling authentic costumes for the visual arts students to paint. The students submit their artwork to the Showgirl Art Competition that becomes the annual Showgirl Art and Costume Exhibit. The foundation also represents guest speakers that give historical presentations about the Las Vegas stage show spectaculars and their personal experiences. The speaker brings authentic show costumes for photo ops and tailors their presentations for conferences, conventions, luncheons, museums, and other venues. Recently added to the Foundation's repertoire is the talk show The Showgirl Connection with your host, Luann. She interviews former and current showgirls, dancers, entertainers, and all the people behind the scenes that make the magic happen. The Showgirl Connection wouldn't be possible without the partnership and support of WWDBTV and owner John Stiles. Learn more about us at showgirllegacy.org and castandcrewreunion.com. For questions, email us at info@showgirllegacy.org.
Welcome back, and we're introducing Jennifer. Hi, Jennifer. Welcome to the program.
Hello. Hi,
Hey.
how are you?
I'm doing great. We're so happy that you're here. So the way this is going to work is that you're going to present the issue that you'd like clarity. All right. So it could be a specific question or it could just be an issue. And then you're going to choose which one of us you want to answer the question first or the issue first. So you can choose either me or Kris or Tammie. And then after she's done telling you her perspective, then you choose the next person that's going to address the issue. And then by default, whoever's quote left over will take care of that issue as well. So tell us, what is your issue by tuning into the program today?
I just want to know when I'm going to find love.
Got it. Okay. So who would you like to have address this issue first? Tammie, Kris, or myself?
Kris.
Okay. All right, Kris. There you go.
Okay, so your natal chart, holy water, like you have so much water in your chart. So your sun sign is Scorpio, so ruled by water. And then you also have your rising sign in Pisces, again in water. I have to say, you have some really strong psychic ability, especially, I wouldn't be surprised if you have experiences from the other side. So you have this really strong placement that talks about like having mediumship gifts. So also when you have this placement, you have a gift of being able to, whether it's developed or not, it is there. You have this gift in being able to help people transition into the next cycle of life. So end of life doula, hospice, things like caring for people, maybe even estate planning or something where kind of helping them organize their affairs. So if you've ever thought about it, or maybe you haven't, but it is a gift that you have very strongly here. And then also with that, also being able to kind of translate messages from the other side or from loved ones who are getting ready to cross over. So also gift of having dreams, probably dreaming, and a lot of times them coming true. But you have a lot of psychic placements here, a lot of water. So you're ruled by a lot of empathy, compassion, intuition. So it's kind of like you go through your day and it's just something very natural to you. So I wouldn't be surprised if you either do that for a living or have thought about even maybe a side hustle or something where you're using your intuition in your career. So I'm going to touch on love. So first thing I'm going to touch on in your natal chart, your relationships in general. So you have the most luckiest position or placement in your house of relationships. You also have another one, which is the most karmic placement. So it's good,
Oh God.
but it can be challenging. Okay. So I'm going to tell you both sides of it. So you actually benefit from relationships. So usually this is whenever you're in a partnership, this could be a business partnership. This could also be romantic, but it's long-term partnerships. You benefit. So being in a partnership brings you opportunities, maybe financial resources, but you benefit more than most from being in a partnership. So the other side to that is you have the karmic placement in that house. This can be finding when you have a relationship, this can be a very long lasting relationship. I usually see this when somebody has the opportunity to have that once in a lifetime love and it lasts for a long time. However, a lot of times with this placement, finding that love or having that love actually go to fruition into an established relationship is kind of the challenge. It's almost kind of like the connection is there, but getting the relationship off the ground can sometimes feel delayed. And sometimes it's timing or just in general, there feels like there's a block there. Also, sometimes partnerships can feel very heavy, almost kind of like shackles or very like you're almost kind of restricted or suppressed in some way where you feel like you're doing like you have you take on a lot of the responsibility or do a lot of the work in the relationship. And then there's another placement that is really close to that house of relationships. So I almost want to kind of pull it a little closer to it and interpret that I feel like relationships in general, they can be very transformative for you, but to get to that transformation, they can also be very challenging. And when I say challenging, usually it's a partner, maybe they suffer from addiction or some type of abuse or something where it makes it very difficult to be with them or to be in a partnership with them. But at the same time, you benefit immensely through character development, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have an incredible amount of grit, perseverance. So I want to talk about too what's kind of going on. You've been going through these transformations. They've been happening for you for a while. I'm going to say at least 2023, maybe even before that as well. So these transformations, they specifically affect your relationship with yourself, and like your identity and where you're going and what you want in this life. And then the other side to that is relationships and the give and take and the reciprocity, because sometimes your relationships can get out of balance, or there can be some type of like almost kind of like a power struggle. And so you're going through this transformation. It was meant to happen. And you're almost through it. I'm going to give you probably about another year and a half. By the time this transformation is complete, I'm not saying that's when you're going to find love.
Forever.
For you personally, okay, this is your personal journey. By the end of this series of eclipses that are going on in your house of self and relationship, you are not going to look at relationships the same. You're not. They're going to completely transform you. Now, specific to your question, in about maybe June or July, you started this very lucky transit that talks about you having the opportunity to enjoy love, romance. So if you get out there and do any kind of leisure activities or anything that kind of brings you joy and passion, you're going to meet people. But I don't think you're going to settle down. I'm not saying have a relationship with someone, but settle down probably for at least a year and a half. Because like I said, by the time this transit comes full circle, you're not going to look at relationships the same. You're going to have this completely different view. So there's a lot of opportunity for love, fun, and you may not want to. When I say settle down, I mean like marriage, not necessarily that you wouldn't have a long-term relationship. I'm just saying before you decide this is my person, because you're going to have a lot of opportunities. And I wouldn't be surprised if you've already started meeting people. I mean, this is a lot of opportunities this is the luckiest transit, and it's hitting your house of love, romance, leisure, fun, self-expression. And so it looks like you're going to have a lot of opportunities where you can meet people and have a lot of fun. So probably I wouldn't be surprised if maybe in the next, sorry, am I running out of time? I've gone way over.
John keeps trying to signal you over there, and you keep looking down every time he stands up.
Okay, sorry.
It's funny.
All right, I'm going to close it with this. I wouldn't be surprised if within the next 2 years you are married. The same.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It's now on film, so it's for the record. So
I'm going to hold you to it.
who would you like to have address your issue next?
Mona.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to clear the cards for you here. And I'm going to concentrate on love coming into your life. All right. What I love about oh my gosh. So this card doesn't come up very often, Jennifer, but it's the card that came up in probably the first card I chose in your first 5 cards. So if you can see these cards, you're going to see a card called the Master. It is the most powerful card in the deck. The happy news about this is that you're actually finally ready to be in a serious relationship. So this card called Maturity means that you have you've taken care of any of your old demons yourself. You've accomplished some personal, maybe career goals or professional goals. And so now that you have gotten all that out of the way, what it's saying is that you're actually really in a healthy place for the right relationship. Now, what's really interesting is that, and I'm happy to tell you this, is that you're not going to draw somebody to you that basically was a toad, right? Because you kissed a few toads in the back, back years. But this is saying you're not going to draw someone that's not healthy for you. The man that you're drawing to you is somebody that actually has his act together, and that you're probably going to meet him because of what you do for work. So I got to ask you a question. Are you currently working now?
Yes, I'm a nurse.
Okay, so what it says here is that you're going to meet this fella according to your cards because of your job. And so you have this card that's called trust, which is probably this card here. I'm going to hold it up. Let me camera. Okay, so this card called trust is the whole reason I read with this deck exclusively. I'd gone to the store and I was looking through this deck and I came to that card and my whole body went goosebumps. But it resonates to the water sign. So Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces. Now the position you have it in is reversed. So I'm going to give you the advice that every single fella that asks you out on a date, you want to make sure that you do 3 dates before you make up your mind. Because I actually think that in times past, by the end of the first date, you're like, oh, hell no. Or well, maybe I could see him again, but mostly I get the, oh, hell no. So I'm going to tell you, give the fella 3 dates before you say, oh, hell no. All right. But I think that you're going to meet this person peripherally because of your job. So this is either maybe additional training that you take on yourself, or it could be he's a patient and hubba cute, right? So I just get that you get to be your best self in the natural environment of what you do for work, and then that's how you meet him. But according to this card called the Master, the timing can be exactly the way you want it to be. So this card called the Master is your direct connection to spirit. It is the most powerful card anyone can get in my deck of cards. It literally means the flow of spirit working through you. So now you allow that flow of spirit to work through you, and then you start paying attention to the vibration of people noticing you. Now, you can, I want you to start looking someone in the eye when you pick up that vibration over here that someone's looking at you. Turn around and look at them and smile, all right? Because if it happens to be a fella that's you find kind of attractive, then you're going to smile at him, and he may or may not come over to you and go, do I know you? And you say, no, you just look nice. I decided to smile at you, right? Well, one thing could lead to another after that. But a lot of times what I have found is that as women get more mature and they get more decisive about what they want in a relationship, is that the first thing they do is dismiss the very first red flag they see as that's a total character person of that person. But the second thing I have found that when women are a little bit more accomplished and mature is that they don't notice when men are trying to get their attention. And so I'm going to ask you to be a little bit more aware of your surroundings, because according to this, love could happen tomorrow for you. That's how fast it happened. So all I want you to do is try a little experiment for the next few weeks. When you walk into Starbucks, or you walk into Sprouts, or you walk into anywhere, see if any person is trying to catch your eye, and just smile back. And even if it's just smiling back with your eyes or smiling back with your energy, that's how you're going to draw someone to you. So this is saying that love is coming to you. And I actually think that you might meet this person between March and May of next year. That's what I'm getting. So there you go. All right, Tammie, take it away.
It's a pleasure and an honor to be in service to you. Thank you so much. What I get coming, and I think you saw me over there looking at the screen before we went on with John. I was on his side, kind of like tapping into your energy. And what keeps coming is that there is a part of you that is pretty guarded. And you've been able to use that part of yourself to, let's say, compromise yourself in situations. You're very kind and you're very loving and you're very nurturing, and you will put that above being kind and loving and nurturing to your own self. And my sense is that the energy on the planet right now is so high, it's going to force you to do that. And until you start being that loving and kind and open up that guarded part of yourself and start letting it flow out of you, the right person is not going to show up. Now, Mona says, March or May, it depends on how fast you want to do the work, because that guarded part of you, it's not in your best interest anymore going into a forever relationship that probably is going to be the next long, solid relationship that you get in. You may date here and there, but this other person, you're going to have to let go of the stuff that you keep guarded and let it go, release it at this point, because all these things are what stops you from saying, wait a minute, I come first. I have to love myself first. I have to respect myself first. And in that, I'm not going to allow you to do this anymore. I'm not going to, always come in and be the nurturing one when I'm not getting nurtured. And I'm not nurturing myself. So therefore, the nurturing isn't flowing. And I get the sense that a lot of relationships that you've been in, it's been more one-sided than I love myself, I like myself, I respect myself, and literally now I can share in between. So it's not a giving and a taking relationship, but it's a more flowing relationship. In other words, you shouldn't, have to ask somebody to give you as much time and as attention as you give them. You want that type of person that automatically kind of does that the way you do it.
Mhm.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. And so that's your focal point now. Now, as fast as you want to go in releasing that is as quick as the guy is going to come into your life when you want to talk about love. But your love has to start from your own self-love and your own self-respect, and that you deserve more than you're giving out. And I only say that, not that you deserve more than what someone else, it's just that a lot of your relationships have taken, and you have compromised huge parts of yourself to even just stay in them. So maybe that you didn't get the sense that, oh, like they failed because I didn't do this, and there is no failure. People come in and they come out, and it is important to look at what do they bring to us. In other words, what do I get out of this situation? What is being reflected back from my internal self that's saying, hey, pay attention to this. And once you start doing these things and start opening up that guarded box that you got, and let that flow and let it go. You don't have to protect yourself anymore. There's nothing to protect yourself from. You certainly don't have to protect yourself from yourself. And life is going exactly the way it should go. So trust your own journey. Trust this energy that we all belong to. Call it God, the universe, doesn't matter. We're the ones that decide. We're the ones that decide what our experience looks like, how we respond to it, how we interpret it, how we perceive it. It's really only thing we get control over. Does that make sense?
Yes.
That's
It all makes sense.
pretty intense stuff. All right, so what do y'all want to jump in and say that you didn't say when you were talking individually?
Well, I love that you think that she's going to meet someone, because I
Me
see
too.
opportunities.
Yeah.
And it's going to be really easy, fun, like wholesome dates. Like it's going to be fun. It's not just. I see maybe concerts. Maybe you like concerts. I see you.
I go to concerts all the time too.
Yeah,
Yay.
this feels
Okay.
like it's going to be someone that you're going to be friends with, and you're going to share like the same interests and things that are fun to you. There's a lot of fun around it, like going out and just having a good time. And
So I have a very weird question for you. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Are you or could you be certified to teach CPR?
I could get certified, yes.
Okay.
I'm certified already, but to be a teacher, I think I have to do more steps.
Okay. Here, this just flashed in my head, so I'm giving it to you. It's going to sound random, but one of the things that I would love to see you do, and there's a two-part to this. I would love to see you grabbing some friends or making some new friends, going to Stoney's or Gillies and doing the line dancing, country line dancing. What I love about that is you can show up all by yourself, learn how to do it, dance on the dance floor. But what you can then do is turn around and go to the manager and say, I'm an RN. I'm also certified to teach CPR. And I'm wondering if you would like me to do a CPR class for your staff or any of your patrons that would like to learn how to do CPR. And you can reward them by taking the CPR class with a gift certificate for stonies or guildies or whatever it is. So in other words, it gives you an opportunity to meet people, but you get to present yourself from a very professional level that, I do this, I'm great at this. Even if you decided to get certified as a CPR trainer, and then you conduct these classes at the Red Cross or, at any community center, at the library or whatever it is, you may meet this person because they're paying 100% attention to what you're trying to teach them. So that might let down your guard a little bit, that this person is open and receptive and magnetic in that moment. But here's the thing is that I'm agreeing with both of what my colleagues are saying here, is that you could turn that switch in a minute as soon as you decide that the person that you want to have in your life needs to treat you the way you would treat them. Golden rule, baby. Golden rule. So that's my 2 cents.
Then you can yell, Annie, wake up.
Okay.
Well, it's funny how she said get into hospice or something, because something's been calling me towards hospice.
Hospice is amazing.
Yeah.
Something is calling me. I tell everyone I want to work in, something's just calling me towards hospice.
Yeah. I think you would have this, ability to, because of your intuition, and it's really strong, by the way, really, really strong. Yeah. And someone's final hour or their final chapter, like hospice, I feel like you have the ability to help them tie up all their loose ends or make their some reconciliations with people, or kind of be that connection between maybe a friend or a family, or that they need to kind of like transition into the next phase of life. You'd be really good at it.
All right,
I'm going to look into that.
Tell us about your experience. What'd you think?
I thought it was wonderful. I can't wait till March now.
All right. Well, you can always send us an update. As a matter of fact, we might even get you back on the air and you can tell us that you met somebody or we're full of crap and you didn't meet anybody. Who knows?
Yeah, but, I'll let you guys know.
but I actually don't think our advice is full of crap. But if anything, it just might be the fertilizer that you need to grow something fabulous. Do you like how I spun that? Okay, I know I'm silly. All right, thank you, Jennifer. Thank you for being.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Please keep us updated, and
I will.
And your friends. All right, everybody. Remember, season 4 of 3 is right now, and all I want you to do is, if you want to be on the program, go to www.THREE.Vegas. Go to the How to Be on 3. If you're local or if you plan to be traveling to Vegas, let us know that you would really love to be on the program or in studio in person. We'd love to have you. I'd like to thank Tammie and Kris for being a part of our broadcast. John, thank you for making this platform possible on WWDBTV. Remember to subscribe to WWDBTV so you can be aware of all the wonderful programs that they present. In the meantime, stay well, stay blessed, and we'll talk again soon.
The cast members of 3 are not professional attorneys, CPAs, psychologists, marriage counselors, physicians, or financial advisors. You are provided with opinions that are unique to each of the intuitive performers. 3 is presented to you for your entertainment.